On the job or on the hook? Where there's work, there's a way to mess it up. The one thing they wanted less than the job going south? Their mishaps caught on camera. Look at this genius trying to attempt a reverse catwalk. Easy, easy, easy. Well.
Oh my god!
Look who took a tumble and got blessed with a heap full of you'll be washing your eyes for days.
Oh my god!
Using a reach to grab lumber is definitely a choice. The wrong one, sure, but still. Now the people around him either hate him or love him because they definitely know what could have gone wrong and still let it happen for gags. You know this is the night shift when the crew is literally going around in circles instead of manning the front desk. Oh well, it looks fun and at least they're strapped in. But I bet their boss won't like it in the morning. This guy just broke so many OSHA violations, I don't even know where to start. Let's just say he was on the clock before, but now he's certainly on workman's comp. You know what happens when you skip class to hang out in the park instead? You'll see in 3, 2, 1, launch! Talk about hanging on by a thread! If only he'd been a more committed groundsman, this wouldn't be happening. A runaway concrete buffer turned the worksite into a dance floor. The crew tried to tame the beast, but settled for tossing a tarp over it. The tarp's dramatic pause before taming the chaos was pure cinematic gold.
All right, now we're going to...
It'll run out of gas eventually.
Looks like someone took lifting spirits a bit too literally. Instead of gently lifting the container, the crane decided to take the whole truck for a joyride. I bet the manager gave the operator and the truck driver an earful that day because they both proceeded without checking if the container was fastened or not. Don't worry, boys. I'll get the glass on site in no time. Hey, I didn't say the glass won't break. I said it won't break on the way. Is probably what he told himself after completing this stellar job. This is what happens when you hire too many people for a small job. Ultimately, what these guys needed was a Tom to put that Jerry to rest. This guy tried to play lumberjack, angling an old tree with his truck. But when push came to shove, the tree decided to visit his living room instead. Instant home renovation, tree style.
Oh my god.
You just know his wife will be bringing this up in every argument for the rest of her life. This guy thought he could outmuscle an old tree with his car, thinking the worn-out roots would give way with a classy yank and pull. The tree just stood there, laughed, and ripped his car's hatch apart. Nature 1. Overconfident guy, 0. This guy's day turned into a slapstick comedy. Trying to reel in a boat with a forklift, he forgot to brake the boat. Chased it and forgot to brake the forklift. Now he's caught in an endless loop of boat and forklift tag. It's rare to see secondhand embarrassment and second-degree burns in the same frame. Ouch! Workplace pranks. They're hit and miss. Sometimes a bit too literally. Well, I sure would have liked to see how things unfolded after a landing like that. We're all kids, but sometimes we forget we're human too. Let's be honest here, we've all wanted to try this out at least once, but what happens to the next guy will make you curl your toes, and not in a good way. Oh, by the time he's finally free of the conveyor belt's grasp, you can tell he's hoping somebody dialed 911. Look at the guy working his hours away, and the other one being nothing but a sitting duck. Uh-oh, looks like he's hatching up a plan. Karma isn't always late.
How much you pay for the new guy? $20? No.
This looks about as foolproof as a screen door on a submarine. I don't know what they were expecting, but their tomfoolery had to have that result. Dorothy isn't the only one lucky enough to cross the yellow brick road. One truck's slight mishap has painted our way out of Kansas, too. Now, there's no way to know how this happened, except either the truck driver didn't press the brakes in time, or he had a hard time stepping off the gas. You know, sometimes being alone can be a choice. And when you're that fellow, is it really that hard to call on a couple of neighbors for help? As this guy's really struggling to get by, he had multiple opportunities to do the right thing. But no, he had to do it by himself. And so, he paid for it. What could go wrong using a lighter in a room full of one of the world's most flammable materials? This guy's lucky the only fire he's getting is the one that lets him cash out unemployment. You choose who's the bigger idiot here. The one who decided to stack all these pallets that high, or the one who decided to transport 3 of them in one trip? Well, that's how you know they're not good pals with OSHA. A delivery guy with beer crates just auditioned for a slapstick comedy. One misstep, and suddenly, the store's got a new beer fountain. Happy hour came early, and it's a smash hit. Literally. The way that guy starts ducking, you'd think he's insane since it's just a birthday cake. But that might have just saved his life, because the next thing you know, the candle's not the only thing that's trying to get extinguished. When it's bring your kids to work day, and you don't really care about what they do, this kind of stuff happens.
You're right, brakes!
You and I both know instantly this is a sure way to be put back on probation, but letting it happen long enough to cause that piercing damage? That's just dumb!
No, Tyler, you're right, brakes!
You can tell this guy studied cartoon physics a lot more than actual physics. Well, at least he and his friends had a good laugh. When taking a turn with a semi-truck, patience is key. This driver, however, saw safety barriers as mere suggestions. Hit the gas, and next thing you know, the back wheels decided to part ways. Now that's a real turn of events. Happy wife, happy life. That's what they say. But what happens when attempting to make your wife happy leads to a couple of mishaps? I guess you could say this will be cemented in their memories forever. check out this keen worker, going at it like Employee of the Month.
Monica, do that.
Luckily, he's got his supervisor on call, who's quick to notice something's off. And even with the instructions, this man is struggling. Well, at the end, you can say even tools can have tools. When the greed of doing everything in one run takes over common sense and hygiene standards. You end up doing nothing and losing everything in a split second.
Вовка, чуть-чуть равнее.
Ever seen a Picasso wall? Thanks to our Russian bricklayer who showed up drunk, we now have a masterpiece of wobbly, disorganized bricks.
Ёбаный, Вовка, стой на месте.
It's art, just not the kind you want to hold up your house. Sometimes it's better to leave it to the professionals, because when you take on tasks yourself, you not only manage to not do what you were supposed to, but end up creating a few extra tasks for the actual professional. This is what it looks like trying to get through life. Well, this man certainly needs to get his priorities straight. This guy's stunt to wear a helmet in style ended up pretty much how you'd expect. A launch and an ironic landing. If only he had something to protect his head. If you're wondering why your packages take a long time to ship, either this guy's really fed up with life, or he needs anger management therapy, stat! Trying to tease your siblings by brandishing your latest dance moves, and ending up shattering mom's favorite table will get you exactly these reactions. And with the way it's going, I just know the siblings won't be helping her cover up this time. You're about to see chaos ensue in just a few seconds. Poor guy, for him Murphy's Law took effect. Everything that could go wrong, did go wrong. When you try to show off your forklift skills and end up buried in boxes. Let's just say at the end, someone's going to need more than a coffee break after this mess. Einstein? Forget him. We've got a new genius on the block, and he's currently not taking all the awards home. Look at him, trying to balance the cups as the two brain cells in his empty skull struggle to find a connection. Yeah, there's nothing going on there. Don't worry, Ma. I'll cut the tree so we can save the cost on the arborist. All I need is an axe and a bad sense of direction.
Wrong way, oh my gosh.
Yeah, this guy better hope his house has got an ironclad insurance policy. Otherwise, he's done for.
We just took out half the house.
Guys, I don't mean to be nasty in any way at all.
Here are a couple of folks you know will struggle to pour water out of the boot with instructions on the heel. Think we're exaggerating? Take a look.
Now employ people, and there's puddles like this, then they take the bucket, they throw it in the bay. You know what?
3 people, and yet not a single brain cell among all of them.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Us teachers would never ask you students to do anything we wouldn't do ourselves.
Lead by example. That's something we've all wished our teachers or bosses would do. But this bungee jump instructor is about to learn what really happens when you usually man the podium and let the students follow the instructions.
Holy crap! I didn't know you were. Jeez. Oh
My God.
Oiga, patrón, pero no era Toyota, ahí dice Totoya.
He literally had one job! Watch how he carefully finishes up the excellent sticker job. You can tell he's really good at his work. He's even aligned them perfectly.
Ahí dice Totoya.
If only he hadn't spent so much time worrying about the angle. he'd realize there's just one teeny tiny mistake.
Dice Totoya. Valió madre.
One car does the ballet around the pothole like it's avoiding a landmine, while the next car plows through the fresh cement like it's auditioning for a mud wrestling contest. He did it! He did it! Oh, yes! Jeez. One of the workers is so fed up, he rage quits in a gold tier hat throw stunt.
Just watch.
Either these workers were paid by the hour, or they haven't got a single brain cell between the two of them.
In this glaring day sand.
By the way they're huffing and puffing before loading the rest of the sand, you'd think they'll be wheelbarrowing it somewhere far. But nope, just 2 Mississippis to the right.
Yeah, Weston.
Even the haughtiest servers will see their downfall, like this fella trying to balance the tray while managing to look prim and proper. And down it goes. Even the salvage takes a couple of blows. There's no way this little interaction could go wrong, right? I mean, just look at that. They got plenty of space, and they're both carrying important things. No way they're even coming close enough. Well, let's just hope they both got insurance. We've all got a little dizzy at work, but nothing compares to what this guy's about to go through. The whole thing is so cartoonish, you wouldn't even believe it's happening if it weren't for the CCTV. You don't need animals to understand Darwin's theory of natural selection. Sometimes humans will do that for you. I don't know whose idea it was, but they're all idiots for trying to make it work. Even retail workers haven't seen this much stupidity as we're about to see. The other team probably thought they were winning by a landslide. Little did they know, the other team had a real dunce working under the table. One guy's insistence to not go to the mechanics ended up with him doing exactly the like. The minute he positions the jack, you know something's off. Yep, he's had it at the rocker panel, not the frame. And oh, that was expected.
Oh my God.
When you cheap out on the labor, don't expect a star-studded quality. Flip-flops, bamboo ladders, and potato waffle shuttering. Don't know what these guys think they can do, but they're clearly reaching for a result way above their league. This is why you should never use a ladder unsupervised. Hey, don't dunk on the guy. He's already taken a fall that would make anyone else crumble with embarrassment. You're about to witness the 5 stages of grief in just a few seconds. Well, at least he was quick to accept his fate. A truck, overloaded with hay like it was prepping for a barn dance, attempted to squeeze under a bridge. That bridge stood firm, but it rained hay everywhere. Now, the road looks ready for a farm festival. The next time you think about sleeping on the job, remember, it's better to take a break before the break takes you and your job. One guy's heroic rescue mission turns into a comedy of errors. Watch how he skips there. You'd think he's starring in a children's movie, and then he does the unthinkable and whack. Does he stop? Nope, he must go get them. But instead, karma gets to him.
Oh, shoot.
This is why you never get too excited at a bowling alley. Mother Nature 1. Guy with a weak crane and a hefty bill for the house, 0. Guess this is what happens when incompetency meets a bad minimum wage.
$20? No, too much money. It's no good.
I'm not even mad about the stunt. I'm mad that he probably wasn't the one who brought the booze. Timber! Yep, there it goes, just as perfectly planned. Yikes, guess this arborist should have seen that coming. Amateur stunts are bad enough, but attempting a wheelie while you're heavily weighed down? That's just natural selection at its finest. I don't know whether to tell them on OSHA or their moms, but with the way they're going, they'll end up getting an earful from the boss. All this guy had to do was dig and part the mud. But what did he do when he thought the supervisor wasn't looking? Just muck around. The whole ordeal goes on for a couple of minutes as he tries to get the work done without having to do anything.
Yeah, well, look out, we're going to the fucking warm it off now.
It's like trying to drink soup with a fork. It just won't happen, bud. You know what they say? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Yeah, it looks like this quote is this guy's life motto. Nothing like a truck's sharp turn to start an impromptu beer parade. Who knew unsecured crates could turn a road into a brewery? Cheers to the unplanned street party. When your morning commute turns into a real-life Willy Wonka scene. One truck tips over, and now 6 lanes of highway are covered in liquid chocolate. Looks like Poland's got itself a sticky traffic jam. 3 crane operators wisely bowed out due to strong winds, but the engineer insisted on pushing ahead.
Coming down now.
The result? A giant crane doing its best impression of a fallen tree. Sometimes, nature has the final word, when a crane bites off more than it can chew. Lifting part of the bridge seemed like a good idea, until gravity had its say. Result? Bridge meets bridge in an unscheduled collision.
I mean, it looks fantastic in the middle, but over here, they've just painted on top of a big pile of dirt.
When you hire someone to do a job, you can't expect them to do the rest. Just like one steersman who didn't care enough to wait for the road maintenance worker to pass by. So he painted on something that will eventually be removed.
So, I mean, look at how much dirt there is, right?
Well, can't blame him. He did his job. This is what happens when finger measurements become the new high-tech tool. Inside bolt, outside wrench. His fingers are multitasking like never before. I guess precision engineering isn't his strong suit. Choose your ending. Going out in a blazing fire? Or being taken by damp electricity instead? These firefighters spent so much energy putting out the fire, they didn't realize they were shooting right through the main power line. After this stunt, these firemen better be grounded. This Amazon driver is really living up to the reputation. To do this right in front of the owner's eye is brave, I'd say. To do this twice, you can tell the driver really doesn't care what happens so long as he gets his paycheck. Or he's just really, really done with life. These guys are lucky they weren't in a literal war zone. Because if this demo happened there, they'd be helping out the army. But call the instructor Bruno Mars because he really did pull through against a grenade for his student. Folks, there's a reason you don't go around opening windows when you're some 30,000 feet high up in the air. Well, at least he realized how stupid he was. We've all been there, eagerly waiting for the food while the waiter does God knows what.
No!
Perhaps these kids spend a bit too much time watching MasterChef when they should have learned a thing or two about physics.
No!
If your current job isn't doing it for you, you might as well apply at the nearest precinct as a forensic sketch artist. And you don't even need to be real good at it. I don't know what's the bigger crime here. The drawing looking like the criminal, or the criminal looking like that? Well, this is one way to ensure your kids won't have kids in the future. I mean, this guy has to be nuts holding onto a chainsaw like that. I don't know what's a bigger sin here. Holding a pizza sideways, or scooping it back up with dirty hands. This quick action on the delivery guy's hand might have physically salvaged the pizza, but it certainly left a taste. No matter how many times I watch this, I'll never understand why he didn't just jump in and pump the brakes. Sure, that would have been risky, but certainly worth as much damage as he did. Rat-a-tat-tat goes the box up the path. You'd think this is just a casual delivery, but nope. Take a look and you'll realize it says fragile. Either FedEx isn't paying that guy good, or he really sucks at reading the fine print. This UPS helper definitely needs intensive therapy, or something to cool him down, because delivering packages like this is certainly not the way to go, unless you want to check unemployment. If you've ever lost your stuff in transit, well, now you'll know who's really behind that. Who knows what these agents were rummaging for, but when they clearly missed out, they did the unthinkable. And this is how you know they work for Spirit Airlines. These workers took the floor as lava, literally. Hey, at least everyone managed it out safe. But wonder if they were called in for work the next day. Why did the chicken cross the road? And who cares? I'm too busy worrying about the flopping fish instead. When life gives you fish, sometimes you end up with a seafood buffet on the highway. Oh well. Fresh catch of the day, anyone? 3 men put their heads together to build a wall, but their collaboration ended in a dramatic buckle down. Looks like their wall wasn't quite up to snuff. When the garbage truck decided the road needed a trash makeover. Trash collection turned into a street art installation. Recycling the city streets, one unintended spill at a time. When unloading hundreds of eggs turns into a cracking good time. This worker's mishap sends crates tumbling, proving that sometimes the eggs really do break before they hit the skillet. Imagine shelling out big bucks for a brand new refrigerator, only to have the delivery man drop it right at your doorstep. Ouch! The delivery crew looks equally shattered. While it's a serious loss for the family waiting inside, let's hope the workers didn't crack under the pressure of their mistake. Here's a moment straight out of a cartoon where reality took a funny turn. Just as this delivery driver was wrapping up, he stumbled over an unexpected barrier. His reaction? Pure frustration, as he unwittingly turned Halloween decorations into collateral damage. Guess he wasn't Cinderella that night. Trying to juggle more than 2 hands can handle, this lady's multitasking with a cake and everything else ended in a messy, creamy disaster. But hey, who wastes good cake? She improvised a sweet solution by enjoying the creamy topping straight from the ground. When you try to be a human loader and carry all the packages at once. But a tiny bump in the road decides otherwise. This guy learned the hard way that sometimes less is more. Especially when it comes to balance and carrying capacity. A Papa forklift helping his baby forklift reach new heights. As adorable as it gets. Though, this Papa is definitely not OSHA approved.